Hello, friends. How are you today? I've got a really big truth bomb coming today. I think you're going to be really surprised. And that is you've got something missing in your diet, and it's really important to know about it so then you can do some things to make that correction. So would you like to know the number one thing you're missing in your own diet that's having a huge impact on your health? If you are just now logging in, would you let me know where you're coming from, and or type in replay if you're listening to this later on, which is more likely going to be the case. But yeah, people really are missing some really big things in their diet, and their focus has been taken away from that. And today I'm going to help reveal that to you so then you can focus on the most important things. So let's talk about it, okay? I am Diane Thompson. I'm a registered dietitian and a healthy living strategist, and I love and have so much passion about bringing good news around health so you can get the best health possible and live a long life, right? Because isn't that all our goals? I mean, I don't know anybody who's ever signed up to die young. I've not ever had anybody say that to me, okay? That's just the reality. We all want to live longer and a better quality of life. So here's what I see is going on in the health, nutrition, fitness world, and that is there's so much focus on macros right now, right? Isn't that all that we hear about is macro, proteins, carbs, whatever, but there's so much focus on macros, and there is some good things to get from that, but there's a focus away from the most important thing, and that is why you eat in the first place, and that is that food is a real important source of nutrition, right? So much more than just the macro thing, okay? So without enough nutrition, people are going to get sick, right? I mean, we know that now, and we are probably looking at some of the biggest nutrition deficiencies we've ever seen, guys, okay? So, but let's narrow in our focus yet again to nutrition. And I'm going to give you some key things today that will help you move your focus back to that. Okay, because it really is important, and I can say that I've worked in the nutrition world for over 30 years, so there's a lot of things going on that with improving our nutrition, we can really reduce a lot of things. We're going to talk about that, okay? So nutrition density is what I'm talking about here. So how much nutrition is found in food, and only because you're eating fruits and vegetables doesn't mean you're getting a lot of nutrition, okay? And that is a really big eye-opener for a lot of people. They don't realize how food is produced in this country. And when you go back to that, you're going to see why a lot of the food that you are eating, even when you think you're eating healthy food, that you're missing a lot of nutrition, okay? So let's look at number one. Number one, most food that's making it to the grocery store has been trucked in from who knows where. In some cases, it's outside of the United States, might be Mexico, Chile, Australia, New Zealand, who knows where, right? And so to be able to make it from there to here, those foods need to be picked green, because otherwise if they were picked ripe, they'd be rotting. They'd be rotten. They would be rotten by the time they got to your dinner plate. Okay? So, and here's the thing. Most of the nutrition that gets transferred from the plant to the fruit or the vegetable comes at the very last. right at ripening. Okay? The majority of nutrition is transferred at that point. Okay? So, yeah. So you're not getting a lot of nutrition for that one reason. Here's another really big reason. Okay? A lot of the herbicides and pesticides that are sprayed on our food, and I'm going to mention the one that I've talked a lot about, but if you've never heard me talk about it, I'm going to mention it here, and that is a product called glyphosate. Well, the active ingredient is called glyphosate, and it's found in Roundup, and it is used on a huge commercial scale in this country and in other countries as well. And here's one of the things, glyphosate does a lot of terrible things to our food supply, but one of those is that it binds vitamins and minerals, especially minerals, and makes it unavailable to the plant. So a lot of our plants today are very deficient in minerals, okay? And you know what's so bizarre? I am seeing in my own practice, I'm seeing women coming to me after menopause with iron deficiency. That doesn't happen. I've never seen it happen before. And that's because women, once they reach menopause, they stop their menstrual cycle. So you worry about them getting too much iron. But now I'm seeing in my practice that some of them have iron deficiency. Okay, so that's the people proof, but it's also all over the literature. Okay, so our food is void of a lot of vitamins and minerals for those two reasons. Okay, so what happens when you're deficient in enough, you're not getting enough nutrition from the foods that you're eating? Well, one of them is it's really hard for you to feel satisfied. Okay, because your body's saying, feed me, because it's nutritionally depleted. So it's going to be hard to really be satisfied. You're going to have a lot of hunger. It's going to show up with you wanting and having cravings and wanting to eat more. Okay, so it's going to be really hard to manage your weight. Secondly, your body's going to go into a conservation mode. Okay, it's going to want to hang on to everything that you've got, and it's going to do a lot of storage. So again, it's going to be really tough for you to manage your weight for that reason. So that's the bad news, but there's some good news. There's some stuff that you can do. One of those is you want to buy food as much as you can locally. Okay, go to your farmer's market. Get to know one of your farmers and buy specifically from him, and do a CSA. You can do that. We're getting into the fall months though, and some of those things are starting to you're not going to have as much access, though. Right now I have so much. It's like, you should see what I'm buying $100 worth of produce every week. That's how many vegetables we eat in this house, and I love it because they're so delicious. So buy locally, and here's another thing: buy seasonally. Okay, because zucchini's pretty much done, but now all those beautiful squashes are coming. Right? So, start buying those squashes, and you're going to, even in the grocery store, you're going to find local squash and stuff like that, because it's easier to get squash from a local source than it is to get one from who knows where, right? So buy seasonally. And then I just planted some more vegetables, and I actually have arugula that's ready to be picked. And I got some lettuce and spinach and one other thing, I think kale. So it's getting a little late depending on what area of the country that you're in. But, it is getting a little late. So it might be a little hard for you to do, but start thinking ahead, for next year. Think, okay, I'm going to, in marketing your calendar, I'm going to start planting my garden. And I always do it after the holidays because you know, there's so much going on leading up to the holidays. So after the holidays, it's kind of like, oh yeah, catch my breath, start thinking about spring and growing my garden. So if this has been great information for you, would you give me some hearts? I love to get hearts, so I know I'm providing lots of value for you. But here's another thing. We have a group called the Dare to Thrive Tribe, where we give out, yet again, even more information than the ones that I do on my timeline. So, and it's a free group, and we're highly motivated to educate women and men, but mostly women, that's my audience, to know how to live longer, healthier, how to feed your family, healthier foods, and what does that look like? Okay, so if you're interested in being included in our Dare to Thrive tribe, let me know with the word thrive in the comments section, and I will add you, and you'll be asked 3 different questions, just so we know a little bit about you, and you'll get lots of value similar to this video, and even more, and even in more depth. So I hope this has been helpful. I will see you tomorrow, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.